This thing should be loading on any second now. All right, what's going on, everybody? Dustin with Black and Gold Pressure Washing, back for another live. We've got some exciting news for the business in the channel. We finally got approved for our Amazon storefront. So now I'll have a location for you guys to be able to shop the products that I use daily when it comes to my pressure washing business, my YouTube content creation and filming, and also for the stream setup that you're seeing right now. So I figured I could go through some of the products on the Amazon storefront that I've created and tell you which ones that I started with, which ones I use currently, and which they're all products that I've used and that I would recommend myself. So I figured I could just break it down why I use it and why I like this one, and we could kind of go from there. So if you have any questions or comments that you want to drop in the chat, or you want to go ahead and let me know what products you think I might be missing, that would be awesome. But without further ado, I'm about to hop in right here and we're going to get going. Let me double check that I have the chat open over here on the live. Hopefully I'm live. Just want to double check that before we get too deep into things. That way I can get a pop out chat so I can see what y'all are saying. Gotta remember how to do this over here. Okay, here we go. This way I'll get me a little chat pop out and then we can get going here. Okay, cool. So I believe we have everything up and going. So basically, if you are on the homepage or my channel page, Black and Gold, you'll be able to access our storefront just in the description of the channel right over here. And it'll bring you to my Dustin's Essentials page, which will have different lists based on what you're looking for. We have just a pressure washing starter kit. We have the PC build that I built for streaming and video editing. And then we also have the camera gear that I use for filming every day. And then everything on this list is something that I've either used before or something that I would highly recommend using just based on past experience. So we'll start with just kind of showing you guys each list individually and what's on it. And then I have over here on my channel, each video will now have, let's say you're on my channel and you click on a video. We'll just go to my newest video. Right here, you'll see all my, check out my gear and essentials here. So now, if you have a question, you can still pop it in the comments about my gear. But otherwise, if you check here on the Amazon storefront, you'll now be able to see what gear I use. And this is all stuff that, like I said, is tried and true that I find beneficial to my business and to my workflow. A lot of it comes down to workflow. So there is going to be more lists that pop up here on my storefront. I want to create a more professional pressure washing starter kit. And then also a like beginner starter kit. This starter kit that I have on here is going to be based on like real jobs if you're looking to actually get into pressure washing. If you're just looking to do it as like a homeowner or something like that, then I'm going to also create one of those lists. That way it's a little more well-rounded for based on what needs that you're trying to figure out. So with that being said, there will be a link on each video now where you can just click to get to that storefront. So nice and easy. We'll start looking at the pressure washing starter kit. So this is going to be built for the real world and based on if you're liking to start a pressure washing business, something that a little bit more fully involved, I guess you would say. It's not going to just be a pressure washer and like a surface cleaner. This is going to have the ability to like soft wash a house, 1 to 2 stories. You're going to be able to have good working boots, post treat. You're going to be able to have some property protection, also some PPE for yourself, some workflow gear. And I'll break down each of these items and kind of what they're used for so that you have a better understanding of why I have them on this list and why I recommend them. And I'll show you me using them. I have some videos pulled up over here that are just versions of me using those products that I have on these lists. I can show you some real world experience with them. But let's get started with the pressure washer. So I actually started with the 2.5 gallon minute machine. So I went ahead and skipped that for this list just because most of y'all are looking at these BE Whirl-A-Way surface cleaners that are 20-inch. And the minimum gallons per minute to be able to power this specific surface cleaner is going to be 4 gallons a minute. So you do not want to go ahead and buy a 2.5 gallon a minute machine expecting to power this 4 gallon a minute surface cleaner. So that's why I have the 4.5 gallon a minute machine in here. If you guys have any other pressure washers that are 4.5 gallon a minute that you recommend, drop them in the comments below, and I'll take a look at them. And like I said, I might build a couple pressure washing kits based on levels of entry. With that being said, this is the garden hose that you would connect to the house or your hose reel that would then go into the pressure washer directly. Now I went ahead and selected the 50-foot version of this hose. This is Flexzilla. The material is really good. It doesn't kink easily. It has great flow and just the longevity of it. I've had mine for 4.5 years and have never had an issue. So I would definitely recommend this hose. They sell a 100-foot version, and I will go ahead and add that to this storefront as well. That way, if you just decide you want a longer garden hose, which I would recommend, more than 50 foot, I would go with 100 foot. But if you don't want a bunch of lunky hose or don't have a reel to roll it up on, there is this 50-foot version that I'm showing right here. And then we have a high pressure hose. This is going to be a 100-foot hose. It's kink free and also not marking. So you won't have to worry about when you drag it on the concrete, it leaving any marks behind. And I believe that the pressure washer comes with a 50-foot version. So if you want a little extra length when it comes to pressure washing, go ahead and get this 100-foot version. And that's going to be 3/8 inch hose. And then we'll move on over to this X-Jet. The X-Jet is going to be for soft washing. If you don't use a 12-volt pump system. So if you are new to the industry or just don't want to invest in like a 12-volt system yet, you can go with this X-Jet. This is what I started with when I was first pressure washing. Basically, you would drop this. Basically, it would go into the tip of your pressure washing wand, and then you would drop the bottom end of this X-Jet into like a 5-gallon bucket that we have right here, mixed with whatever your soft wash solution is, your soap, your SH, and your water, based on how much you cut the mix. And then also, this is really good for hitting high up areas, so you won't struggle to reach like the top of a house or something like that, because it is at the tip of your gun. It's not like downstreaming where you're pulling it through 100 foot of hose. You're actually going to be able to have it come out right at the tip of the gun, so the solution isn't being diluted, so you're actually getting the strength of mix that you're trying to get. And also it is just good for the longevity of your pressure washing pump, because then you're not pulling the product through the pressure washer pump, or it won't have the chance to have backflow that goes into the pressure washing pump. So it allows you to just kind of protect your equipment longer by using the downstream method, or the not the downstream method, sorry, the X-Jet method. It's a little bit lower barrier of entry, I would say, than a 12-volt system. 12-volt, you have to buy a bunch of extra hose and stuff like that. This you can use with this specific pressure washer right here. So I went ahead and linked it up with the 4-gallon a minute machine that this machine is. So we'll move on to the boots that we have on the website here. These are boots that I've bought 2 pairs now. I'd highly recommend them. They're very comfortable. They last quite a while. They have different color ways if you look over here, just depending on which ones are sold out. The specific ones I use are these gray ones right here. They are very nice, and I'll add the specific ones that I use to the shop, but you can kind of pick your size here, and then they have different colorways. So that is nice. And like I said, very comfortable. They last well. They're good at keeping the water out, and they're not too big and bulky. And they're very what do you want to call that? Sticky, like you're not going to slip. I've worn these on 2-story roofs, clay tile roofs, very dirty roofs where the surface is slick and wet, and you want some stickiness or grip with those boots, I would highly recommend these boots. For the bucket, this is just a 5-gallon bucket. There is nothing too crazy about this bucket. You would just use it to mix your solution for your XJet. So that's why I went ahead and added that. I tried to think of everything that I could think of that you would need to just have a pressure washing starter kit. And if you went ahead and bought everything on this list, I'm pretty sure you could knock out any job that you got called for, as long as it's not like a roof or maybe some high 2-story houses. But you would be able to clean houses, fences, sidewalks, driveways, all that with this kit right here. So you could cover majority of the jobs that you would get a call for, you'd be able to take on with this equipment. That's why I kind of tried to label it like built for real jobs. Like, this isn't something that you would just use at your house once a year. This is something that you could actually start a business with. With that being said, we'll move on to the MOS-matic swivel. This is going to be what is between your ball valve and your gun, your pressure washing wand. The pressure washing wand struggles to pivot under pressure. So when you have your hand on the trigger and you are trying to pressure wash, basically, you'll have a hard time swiveling the gun. You'll have to move the entire pressure washing wand back and forth unless you have one of these live pressure swivels. This swivel will allow you to pivot under pressure, so your hose can be where it's at, and you'll be able to just flex with your wrist and control where you're pointing the pressure washing wand. And same with the ball valve, you'll be able to do it with the MOS-matic swivel. So I highly recommend this. Just saves your wrist. You don't have to fight with your hoses as much. They don't get kinked as easy. Like, this is something that I would almost say is a must-have just when it comes to workflow. So I definitely recommend having 1 or 2 of these on your truck. That way you have a backup just in case. We'll move on to the adapter kit. This will be for like your garden hose hookups and just random quick connect connections that you might run into when you're on different jobs and properties. I have this just in a little baggie in a toolbox on my truck. That way, just in case I ever need some sort of connection that I'm not used to seeing, chances are this kit has it. Mostly for like garden hose connections, or like if you're hooking it up to your pressure washer and want it to be easier with your garden hose, you can use that as well. So like I said, it's always good to just have a variety of quick connects and connections as backup for your pressure washing system. Okay. Moving on. Next thing is going to be the quick connects and fittings for your pressure washing hose. So this will allow you to be able to connect to the wand, connect to your ball valve, quick connect different lengths of hoses. This will allow you to change between attachments from your surface cleaner to your wand, and also change your tips in your gun. So these are 3/8 inch connections. These will be, like I said, for almost everything all the way up until your pressure washing wand, actually. So the tips at the pressure washing gun are actually not 3/8 inch. But everything before that is 3/8 inch. So it's good to have a variety of these quick connect connections. I usually have about 6 sets of these, I guess you would say, or like the male and female version. I have about 6 of them because, like I said, you use them for not only the ball valve, but also the hoses and anything that would be quick connected between all of your attachments. So it's always good to have extras, is point being. And I bought these a couple times on here. Let's move on to the DN10 ball valve. So this ball valve will be able to allow you to switch between using your surface cleaner on the job right up here, and then switching to your wand right here. So without having to cut off the pressure washer and stop the pressure, you can turn the water off at the ball valve right here. And then you would use your quick connections that you have right here to connect to your surface cleaner when you're ready to clean the driveway or sidewalks, and then to your wand if you're going to wash a house. So, or rinse. So if you want to do either of those two things, you have to pop back and forth between using those attachments. So you're going to be able to do that much more easy with this ball valve. This is a must-have if you're going to start at all. If otherwise, you're going to have to go cut off your pressure washer to be able to surface clean, to cut it off to rinse, to cut it off to wash the house. So you see what I'm saying? So you need the ball valve so you can skip that step. It just helps with workflow and it's a must-have. Okay, so let's move on to the next item, which is going to be our pump-up sprayer. This pump-up sprayer is 2 gallons, so that will allow you to cut your mix easily when it comes to your SH. If you're going to be post-treating concrete, if you're going to be soft washing or cleaning a house or any sort of fence, and you plan on using a pump-up sprayer, then I would recommend a 2-gallon pump-up sprayer. This is a very good one. I've bought this one a couple times as well, and you're able to say dilute your mix if you need to, have straight SH if you need to. And with the 2-gallon, it just allows you to have a decent amount and be able to just dictate easily with an eyeball your mix. So if you want a 50-50 mix, fill the pump-up sprayer halfway and then the other half with water, you know what I'm saying? If you wanted a stronger mix, it'll be easier to adjust those. And 1 gallon just isn't enough if you're trying to do like a driveway or something. So I definitely recommend like a 2-gallon pump-up sprayer. And then you can also use this for any other products such as degreaser or like rust remover or any other specialty product. I have like 3 or 4 pump-up sprayers that I just keep on the trailer as backup when it comes to any products that I plan on applying to the surfaces. So that could be SH if I wanted a stronger mix, or rust remover, like I said, and degreaser are all ones that I use frequently. And I always put those in a pump-up sprayer because chances are you're not applying it to a large enough surface for you to need to like downstream it or something like that. So usually for me personally, the most I use a degreaser for are like certain oil stains on a driveway, or for like dumpster pads on my commercial jobs. So I've had no problem with the pump-up sprayers. Okay, so let's move on to the next thing, which is going to be the J-rod here. So with this J-rod, I am able to switch between the attachments that you would come with the pressure washer, like the different tips, the red, green, all those, the fan tips. That is basically what the J-rod is doing, but as a single attachment. So instead of having to pull off one tip, go get the other, or keep them in your pocket or whatever, you're able to have them all as a single unit on a, like they call it like a J-rod basically. And these tips will allow you to shoot for distance here. Then you're able to have a fan tip, a different size fan tip. These are both good for rinsing both houses and driveways. And then also these are good for reaching high up areas when it comes to like washing a house or something like that. And then I also size this for the 4 gallon a minute machine here. And like I said, I'll create other starter kits for 8 gallon a minute, and also maybe a smaller 2.5 gallon a minute, what I originally started with, or like a homeowner based kit. And that way, each person, based on what pressure washing setup they're looking to get into, I'll have a list itemized with the products that I would recommend for that. And moving on, these are going to be the O-rings. These O-rings you must have just a backup set for when you go to have quick connects. These have O-rings in them and they go bad over time. You'll have to swap them out. It's always good to have this. Otherwise, water will be leaking out. It'll leak down onto you. It'll leak into your boots. It'll just drip and it'll get annoying until you decide that you want to switch the O-ring. And when you go to switch the O-ring, you'll need these backup O-rings. So they're in your quick connects, they're in your pressure washer. Basically anywhere where there would need to be a seal, there's a chance that there's an O-ring sealing it. So it's always good to have a couple packs of these. And then let's move on to our protection. This is just a respirator that you would use for when you're cleaning roofs, if you end up doing that, or post-treating on a driveway. It's always good to just use it. There's no excuse to not use it. I know all of us end up making excuses on why we don't want to wear the respirator, but when it comes to protecting your lungs, especially when spraying any sort of heavy chemical such as SH bleach, degreaser, rust remover, any of those things. You definitely want to have some sort of respiration or property protection, or not property protection, but PPE for yourself. That way you're able to protect the longevity of your lungs. If you plan on doing this long term, you'll know what I mean. You'll have a bad day where you don't wear a respirator, and you'll definitely feel it that night and the next day. And you'll be like, man, I should have worn it. So I always keep one of these on the truck, and it's good to have. And with that being said, that's basically the pressure washing starter kit. When it comes to our Amazon storefront, this is going to be everything that I've thought of that you could use to start your business. I tried to think of everything. There's probably some things I'm missing. If you think of any of those things, drop it in the comments down below, or in the chat right now while I'm live, and I'll try and remember to add those items. If I don't see it in the live, I'll definitely add it after. That way we can try and make sure that we have a full pressure washing kit for anybody that would want to start pressure washing. They can basically go to here, add all this stuff to their cart, and be set to go and start your business. Basically like a business in a box is the goal for this list. So if you see anything that I've missed or anything that you recommend, let me know, and I'll definitely try and get it added. Nathaniel in the chat said he just started his pressure washing business this year. What's the best way to partner with real estate agents that sell homes, and how would I approach them? A good way is just to find out their contact information. Make sure you know what it is that are requirements when it comes to your pressure washing business to do business with them, whether that's insurance, being licensed, all those things. Once you find out the parameters in which you need those parameters that you need to have in order to operate and do business with the real estate agents, usually if it's working with like a commercial company, then go ahead and get those things figured out. Mostly license and insurance is what I'm getting at. And then you should reach out to them via any method and way that you can. If that's their phone number, their contact email, going in, showing face, or even just emailing them, however you can find a way to reach them and let them know the services that you offer and what your business plans on being able to provide for them. Like I said, like the services that you offer basically. And then it's just kind of hoping that they get back with you, man. So that would be my best advice for trying to partner with a real estate agent. Let's see. So now that we've covered the pressure washing starter kit, I'm going to move on to the kit that I started for my stream setup that you are listening to now, and also my PC setup for my business slash streaming slash YouTube channel over there. So this PC is pretty overbuilt, but it is ready for anything that is to come when it comes to high quality video editing or high level gaming or high level streaming. So this is meant for if you're going to be basically planning on doing any of those things, streaming or editing videos. You can definitely get a cheaper setup, but I would highly recommend this one. I'm going to pop over here and show you a video of me building the setup and what it looks like after. That way you have an idea of what we are talking about. So this is just a time lapse of me building this PC that I've linked the parts to, and the one that is running the stream right now, and the one that I do all my video editing on and conduct all my business on when it comes to the pressure washing channel. This build took me about 2 hours, maybe even a little bit longer. I have the full process video on my channel. If you're interested in watching the full process, I have that linked right below in the short. But this build is top notch, man. It is so nice. It looks really nice. I don't know. I can pan this camera over maybe for y'all. Or I'll just show you this video. Tag along as I build my $3,500 dream PC. I'll show you. But I basically break down all the parts, and then those parts that I used in that are going to be located on this storefront right here under the My PC build for streaming and editing. And let's see if I can show you the end results. of what it looks like. So this is what my setup looks like right now that you see. The only difference is that I have the monitor on the right vertical now. So it goes up and down. Other than that, all the stuff is basically the same. The mouse, the keyboard, the mouse pad, the speakers that I use, the audio interface, the PC, the light, the ring light, the monitors, the monitor stand, the desk, all of that is going to be linked on this storefront page. And you'll be able to find it in the description of this video once this video ends. Just as an easy way for you to find the video. And like I said, it'll be located in the description of all my videos, and it's also located on the front page of my channel. Just to make it easy for you guys when you ask what products I'm using, this list definitely shows that. And I know I keep repeating myself, but I'm trying to just hit home that if you have a question about what products that I use, chances are you can find the answer on this storefront page, and all these things I have purchased before. That way I know what I'm recommending I stand by, and I'm not just recommending you guys some products that I wouldn't recommend to somebody because I've used these. So makes it a little bit easier to recommend because I stand by them. But yeah, this is the PC setup. And then the camera I use is a little bit different. But I'm going to go through these products quickly on this PC one, just because it's not as interesting probably for most of you. If you do find interest in the PC side of things, like building or what to use to build, or if you would like a smaller budget build, I guess you would say, I kind of went all out on this build, so it's definitely pricey if you put all these things together. But basically, I have 2 of these monitors. I definitely recommend them. I have this standing desk that allows me to go up and down at the press of a button. I'll do that right now just so you guys can see it and so I can stand up. So I just press a setting on my PC or on my desk right by my PC. And now you can see that the desk is rising. The camera shot is changing. And now my PC that is sitting, almost at eye level to me. So now I'm standing up. And I am able to work while standing and not worry about sitting too long, basically, is the point. If you're doing a lot of video editing on YouTube or streaming in general or working on business on the computer, you're definitely doing a lot of desk work and you're definitely sitting a lot. So finding a way to be able to stand or boost the time in which you are able to be mobile is a good thing. So that's why I went ahead and invested in this desk. It is a little bit pricey, but I highly recommend it. It's very nice, very sturdy, very well built. And yeah, I've had it a couple years now and I would definitely recommend it. Moving on to the mic. The mic is the Shure SM7B. That's the audio that you hear coming through the stream right now. I would highly recommend this mic. This is basically the standard when it comes to streaming. It's a must-have. Very easy to use, great dynamic range, great audio quality. It sounds crisp, and the oh, sorry, I don't have it pulled up. Let me pull it up. There we go. This mic right here, though, the Shure SM7B. I guess you could see it in my stream that I was pointing to. But yeah, this mic is definitely top notch, top of the line, and I would highly recommend it. Let's move on to the ring light. Any voiceover work that you would use in your video editing would be good to have this mic for. If you're making shorts and talking over them, if you're talking over long form videos, if you're streaming, all those things, this is good for. With that being said, we also have the ring light that I use. You might have been able to see it in this video right here, but basically I have this giant ring light that provides quality lighting when it comes to my streaming and my at-home product reviews and video editing. So a good light is must-have when it comes to those things. And then we have the graphics card that allows you for the high level video editing, rendering speeds, the ability to play high quality 4K games, all that. Any of these new games require higher graphics cards. This is almost top notch. I think they just dropped the 5080s, but this is a 4080. That's what I put in my PC, and it is very good. And like I said, I'll come out with more lists as time goes on for more budget-friendly builds. But these lists in particular are exactly what I use. That way, in case you just want to go with what I went with and what I recommend, here it is. Then we have the fancy motherboard, which you can see in the video that I was using, the time lapse that I had of me building it. But that's basically the thing that all this plugs into, the motherboard. And then we have the webcam. The webcam allows me to, I have it right here now. You can't see it, but I have like a Roscoe cam that I'm able to pull up. You can see it in the scene right here. But basically I'm able to pull that webcam up as just a secondary camera. It's the camera that I started with before I used the Osmo Pocket as my streaming camera. I used the Logitech C90 or C920, sorry. And then we'll move on to the mic arm. This boom arm, I definitely highly recommend. I can move it and set it wherever I want. So I can pull it, I can get it out of the way, out of the stream if I want. I can put it right in front of my mouth if I want. I can lower it. Basically, you can set it where you want and forget it. That's the point. It's very mobile in the sense that it has basically 360 degree that you can move it and set it. And buy once, cry once, basically, is what I'm getting at. This is definitely a high quality boom arm. If you plan on doing any sort of streaming or talking and you want to get your mic right where you want it, I would definitely recommend this boom mic. Same thing with these monitor arms. These monitor arms allow you to move the monitor where you want and set it where you want. So I have full 360 when it comes to the monitors themselves and turning them vertical or having them horizontal. Like I said, I changed the one that I have right here horizontally. I have it now vertical, and I was able to just twist the monitor. I didn't have to worry about unscrewing or remounting or anything like that. And also, you can see in these monitor arms, you're able to move them and separate your monitors if you wanted some space in between them. Say you wanted to put a camera there, a ring light, whatever. Or you can have them to where they can butt right up against each other. That way your monitors are flush. So I definitely recommend these monitor arms. Similar to the boom arm, you're able to kind of set them and forget them. They use gas struts, so they are able to maintain the weight of the monitor, but hold the exact setting or position that you want. And you don't have to set the position at all. You kind of just drag it to where you want, and it has like memory to where it sets itself, and you don't have to worry about kind of locking it into position is what I'm getting at. Okay, the next item is going to be storage space. If you plan on doing any long form content, any video editing, streaming, or capturing any on the job work, you have to have storage. External storage, internal storage, all the storage that you can have, you need. My videos in particular, when it comes to the pressure washing content, end up being like 50 gigabytes each. Maybe even a little bit more, depending on the job and the length. So if I do 1 or 2 jobs in a day, you're talking about 100 gigabytes a day where I am having to upload to my PC. So if I pull up this over here, which are my computer specs, you can see my storage space on my SSD. I have 3.6 terabytes, and then this 12 terabytes, really it's 11, don't let them fool you. This Seagate right here, 12 terabyte is what is my internal hard drive that I have. And this is where all my video footage, once I'm done editing, goes over to this hard drive. That way it's not putting drag on your personal computer or your SSD. It is all allocated to your hard drive, so it is not, like I said, causing any drag. But the footage that you're editing with, I keep on my SSD. That way it's able to easily access it and manipulate it. It just works. It just is for a better video editing experience. With larger videos, you definitely need to do it in that order. But yeah, I have one of these. The PC can take up to, I believe, 4 of them. So I plan on expanding to at least 1 or 2 more of these, just because this is a lot of storage when it comes to video editing. long form content that's like a couple hours long like this, man, just kills your storage space. My biggest problem with my other PC is that my videos were too long to even edit because it was just too much that the PC was trying to render at a time. So I was really struggling at first when I started this channel to even edit these videos because I was capturing so much content. So when I made the upgrade, I made sure that my number one thing was storage space and operating speeds when it comes to being able to edit YouTube videos. So let's move on to the next item, which are the XLR cables. These are just the cables that run from the microphone to the audio interface. And then also, if you wanted to have another microphone, say you wanted to do like a 2-man podcast or something like that, you would be able to do that by just having the XLR cables. And then this is the audio interface where the XLR cables would plug into, and you would control your gain of the mic through this interface. And it also allows for the amplification of the audio from this microphone because it is so sensitive. It has a very like low gain, and you need to kind of boost the gain. So that's one thing that I also want to add to this list is a cloud lifter. If you get the new version of this mic, you won't have to worry about it, but they do recommend using a cloud lifter, which just basically adds extra gain to this mic because it is so sensitive. And then you always need outlet power strips. I plug in majority of my PC stuff into this. That way, it's just a surge protector. We deal with a lot of hurricanes here in Florida, so I always make sure to protect the gear by plugging them into a surge protector. This also has USBs and plenty of outlets. So your lights, your ring lights, your monitors, your PC, your speakers, your audio interface, all those things plug into outlets. So you need to have ample outlets. So it's good to have a surge protector for those. And then this is the mouse pad that I use. You saw it in this. I've had that for a couple years now. I highly recommend the mouse pad. Very good quality, nice and smooth, and your mouse glides over it easy. Another thing I need to add to this list is the mouse that I use and the keyboard that I use. I've realized that I don't have that on this list. The BenQ light. This is something that is kind of an accessory item, but it is very nice when it comes to just lighting on your desk. That's what this light is right here in this video. It casts a nice light over the desk. Even if I had this ring light off, if I turn this ring light off, I'll show you really quick. With this ring light off, I still have ample desk lighting right here, and it's coming from this BenQ light. And that light allows you to adjust to a warm light or a white light, and it also casts a light backlit onto the wall behind you so that it just projects more light over your desk area. It's, like I said, an accessory item, but it is something that I would highly recommend for your workspace. If you plan on working at your desk a lot and need good lighting, if you're writing out invoices or quotes or in your notebook or journaling or video editing and time coding, any of those things where you need some light on your desk and don't want like an overhead light like this, I would highly recommend the BenQ light because it sits right on top of your monitor and it doesn't block any of your screen real estate either. And it's out of the way. And it's wirelessly controlled with this little knob thing over here that you see in this video. R6 Landon says, do you charge per square foot? For my commercial jobs, I do occasionally. I kind of just eyeball it nowadays to where I try and see how long I think it'll take me. I have pretty standard pricing for like residential like driveways and stuff like that, and we have a service fee minimum. So that's kind of where I've gotten away from pricing by square foot, but you can price by the square foot. Like I said, for the larger commercial jobs, I kind of do still price by the square foot, and that just varies drastically based on the condition of the property, how much square footage there is, what's all like if you're just cleaning for organics or doing like rust removal, all that. So it all varies. You'll slowly dial in your pricing when you go to start giving proposals, and if you start getting turned down for jobs versus landing jobs. If you're landing all your jobs, you're definitely a little too cheap. If you're not getting any of your jobs, you're probably a little too expensive. A good square foot price, I don't know. It depends what type of work you're doing. For like commercial work, I think anything between 10 cents and 20 cents a square foot probably is a good like starting place. But like I said, it mostly comes down to how long do you think it'll take you, what are your expenses going to be, what's your overhead, all that. So prices may vary, that's what I would say. But a good starting point is somewhere in that ballpark, I would say. Run the numbers and see how much you're coming up with for the low end of that and then the high end of that, and see if you feel like that's right. See how long you think it'll take you. If you feel like you're willing to do it for that price, if you think they'll say yes to that price, then you should feel comfortable with whatever quote you're providing. Okay, let's move on to back to our PC list really quick. And I'll answer any questions that anybody has in the chat. So if you have any questions, feel free to drop them below, and I'll definitely try and respond to them as best as I can. I can give you my best estimated guess, and I can give you what I've done or what I work or how I do it. I can't tell you if it's industry standard or if anybody else uses it, but I can definitely tell you my method, and you can go from there and just make your best sound judgment. And like it all comes up to also like so many different factors, but like where you're located, how much competition there is in the area. So it's kind of hard to just give a set like standard price. So you'll just have to work with your pricing. You'll figure it out, brother. I've seen you in my videos a couple times though, and I plan on trying to respond to as many of your comments as you make. If you drop them in the chat here too, I can try and answer them live for you. Okay, let's move on. We showed you the lighting. This is the PC duster. This is really good for dusting your PC out. And then also this would be good for cleaning your desk off or anything where you would need to, basically like a baby leaf blower is how I look at it. It's good for dusting though. And then this is the cooler for the CPU that is located down here. So this is what keeps this from overheating. And then this would be your power supply for the PC. And then this is also your RAM. So how many tabs I have open, your operating capabilities, basically. And then this is just an accessory for a vertical mount for the graphics card. So it just allows my PC to have the graphics card sit vertically like this instead of like laying flat. So it's just, that's just an aesthetic thing. And then this is the CPU basically for the PC. And then this would be your M.2, which would be your SSD storage. I highly recommend 4 terabytes because you're going to have any of your games that you play on there, any of your video that you plan on editing on there. And basically anything that you're going to be using and operating with, you would have on there. Anything that you're storing long-term wise, footage wise, basically your archiving, you would have on the external or internal HDD over here. But basically these are all the parts and pieces that I use to build this PC that you see in this video, that you see me using for this stream, and that I use for my pressure washing business, my YouTube channels, and video editing. So all those things I use this PC for, this desk for, the monitors for, the lighting for, all that is being used. And you can find all of that here in this list titled My PC for Streaming and Editing. So if there's anything that you think I missed, I know I wanted to add my mouse and my actual keyboard, but I will also build a more budget-friendly build because if you price out all of this, it can be expensive. But certain items I would highly recommend, even if you're just starting out. Storage space, this camera, mouse pads, surge protectors, all that stuff are good for just starting out or a nice PC build. And I'll do one for a lower budget build and for like a mid-tier budget build, but that you'll be able to do streaming and editing still on. Mr. Awesome says, booking and pricing is harder than the labor for me. Yeah, brother, I feel the same way. It's always hard to keep business flowing. It's just an ongoing thing. You just got to stay at it and just keep working and keep trying to find new clients. I have clients that use me for a few years and then they go dormant for a year, and then they use me for a few years, or they go dormant for 6 months and then they use me. So you've got to kind of just keep building that clientele. That way, when so-and-so is feeling like they're not going to pressure wash it this year, you can make up for that by having business elsewhere. So I feel you on that. Booking and keeping and pricing is definitely harder than the actual job. The manual labor itself is pretty straightforward. It's pressure washing. I think everybody that tries it knows it's not too hard. It is labor, but it's not rocket science. You know what I'm saying? The hard part is finding and keeping business and pricing correctly, like you're saying. R6 Landon says, when do I think I'm going to drop a trailer walk around video in the YouTube video format? I dropped one as a live stream, brother. I don't know if you were able to catch it, but I'll pop over to my channel and I'll link it down here in the I'll link it in the chat for you. But basically, if you go over to the live tab on my channel, I did a vertical live the other day. Let's see, share, here we go. And then I can copy this link. But I did a vertical live the other day showing my trailer, and I linked it right here in the chat so you can watch it. But basically, I just did a walk around like you're asking for, showing everything that I use in the trailer, what parts I recommend. Some of this stuff is linked on my Amazon storefront. Create longevity. And I plan to link more and more of these products that I use on my trailer in the storefront as well. So you guys will have a nice, easy place to be able to access those things. I'll go ahead and drop that in the live as well. That way you guys are able to access Amazon storefront. You guys are able to access this pretty easily. And be able to find the products that I use and that I stand by. But yeah, this vertical live will definitely help you with showing you what my trailer setup is, because I go with the parts and pieces, the sizings, the manifolds, the systems. I try to cover pretty much everything. I also plan on doing a like long form version, 16:9, so not like your cell phone, but like your TV screen or your PC. I plan on recording another version like that as well. So, yeah, that's what I'm going to end up doing, Landon. I haven't got around to that one yet, but I do plan on doing a version like that as well, because I think it'll be easier, and I can, I have a better idea of what I want to talk about now. When I fired up that live, not only was it my first live, but it was also my first trailer tour around the trailer. But I have an inventory list that I'll link as well. When I go to do that horizontal live, that'll be every product that I used on this trailer. So if somebody wanted to build the trailer, I have everything basically for what where I bought it and how much I spent on it. That way you can get an idea ballpark wise if you were to build this trailer, what it would cost. Mr. Awesome says, do I play games? Yeah, dude, I definitely am an avid gamer. I like playing all the games. I mostly like the shooters like Call of Duty, or I got into Marvel Rivals recently. I played a lot of GTA. Back in the day when I first started, it was like Halo 3, you know what I'm saying? Then all the OG Call of Duties. But yeah, mostly the online shooters was my thing. I don't play as often as I'd like. But I do want to start live streaming that. I get anxiety about doing it on my pressure washing channel just because I'm kind of mixing business with pleasure. If that is something you guys would be interested in, let me know. I might do like a one-off gaming stream here and there. I thought about playing that pressure washing simulator game. I can add that to my storefront as well, but the pressure washing simulator would be like a good way to bridge the gap between like gaming and my pressure washing content or my business content. So if there's any games you guys would like to see me play or want to see me play games at all, I'd love to fire up the live and do that. That's what I prefer to do, is like streaming and gaming. What I have business wise, a pressure washing business, a dog YouTube channel, a pressure washing YouTube channel. So that's kind of where my streaming and content creation is focused around. But I definitely like to bridge the gap and do more gaming content. Who doesn't want to be a streamer for gaming? You know what I'm saying? Get to play games and get paid. Come on, brother. Let's see. Best Call of Duty of all time, I would definitely say Modern Warfare 2 for me, brother. That's where I had the most fun. I love Modern Warfare 2. Let's see. Hard to be a responsible business owner with a high-end PC. I have one myself, and it's hard to lock in and focus on the business. Yeah, the capabilities of this PC, I barely even scratched the surface of, man. Like, I mean, this is like, well, now that the whatchamacallit, the graphics card is like $900 more than I bought it now with the tariffs and everything. But yeah, this PC is like, I love it, man. Like I said, I can pull up the specs right here, but I barely scratched the surface with even the workload. Like, I'm streaming, I have like 20 tabs open. I have all my recording equipment. And if I wanted to run a game or any of that, like I said, I'm like at 25% right now on my RAM, 6% on my CPU, and my GPU is getting worked right now. But yeah, like I'm not even scratching the surface. I overbuilt this PC so I didn't have to worry about it again, is my point. Yeah, building your PC a couple years ago, I'm telling you, man, if you built it within like the last year, you're lucky, because I think everything's going to be a lot more expensive, unfortunately. But yeah, I want to bridge the gap between gaming and streaming. I don't know about with what channel and all that. See, when I fire up the live for like a channel like this, like technically I'm making money, and it's going to be uploaded as a VOD and I can make money. So I'd like to go streaming games on this channel that's monetized, you know what I'm saying? But I don't want to like not cross contaminate my content, but I don't want to just like all of a sudden shift what content I'm putting out on this channel. I want it to kind of be a gradual shift. I don't know if people have noticed, but I'm trying to shift from just being like on the job POV style content. ASMR pressure washing is kind of what I started with, into a more like how to business style, like how I operate when it comes to just my lifestyle in general. Being your own boss, being able to have a work schedule that you enjoy, and not worrying about like working for the man as much, is kind of what I'm trying to gear the channel towards, is like be your own boss and work for yourself. That way you can create the freedom and lifestyle that you want for like gaming or streaming or whatever, you know what I'm saying? The more free time you can create by making the businesses make you passive income or make you money quickly, that's what this channel is about. I'm trying to kind of bridge the gap between that. And then hopefully I'll be able to start streaming gaming content more. And that might be on a different channel that eventually I'll link to you guys. But I haven't really started building out that channel yet, so I don't have as much confidence to go live on there. Plus, I don't make any money doing it, so it would be like a labor of love. And right now I'm trying to get these channels up and going. So definitely something I want to do though, brother. So if I do that, I expect you to pop in the chat for me, man. I need all the support I can get right now. I'm trying to grow the channel, and I'm trying to get it pushed as much as I can in the YouTube algo, and it just takes time and effort. So that's where we're at. I've been working on this channel for 2 years now, I believe. Let's see. I started the channel in 2021. I started the business in 2019. And my oldest upload, long form wise, is 9 months ago. So I've tried to be pretty consistent on my long form videos over this last year, so that I could really try and grow the channel long form content wise. And then I just started doing the lives like last week. So the lives are brand new here. And then I've been doing the shorts for I think these came out a long time ago, and then about a year I've been really trying to hit this channel hard and grow it. And it's starting to trend upwards. We're at 2.3k subscribers, and I appreciate it, all you guys that subscribe and watch. It's definitely got some slow, steady growth, and that keeps the motivation up for it. And then we also have the Roscoe YouTube channel, which that channel is my dog's channel. This one right here. Which basically is just a shorts channel. We don't really have many long form videos. I want to start putting more long form videos out on this channel. But we don't have too many long form videos on this channel. It's mostly a shorts channel. And it's just like our daily lives and our dog. We had a video on this channel go viral right here. 200 and something million views. So that definitely pushed this channel way, way up. But this was my first YouTube channel that I had started working on. Well, not in 2023, I started this channel. This is my first channel that I really got monetized and really started working hard at. And then I pivoted to the pressure washing channel because I was filming content. I started filming content around that. So that's where I'm at right now, is trying to build out this channel. And then I'll work on the gaming channel. But these are my two priorities. It's hard to do a bunch of channels at once, man, because it's just so much content to put out that like you're filming, you're editing, then you're posting, you're titling, you're creating thumbnails, descriptions, all that for just a short, just a video, just a long form. You know what I'm saying? And then a live. And then once you're live, it's a VOD, or not live, it's a VOD. All those things, like, man, it's so time consuming. And then that's just for one platform. So then you got to do it on multiple platforms. It's a lot of work. So my girl's actually quitting her job to try and help the channels and the business, because it's a lot of workload on me. And I feel like I've been very divisive on all my stuff because I'm split too thin right now. And then the last list that I wanted to talk about was the gear list that I use for all the content creation. This is for everything that I use when it comes to filming the pressure washing videos, the dog videos, my streaming, and also just basically any of the content creation for the business, the brand, and the channel as a whole. And this is all stuff that I use. It's from my my order history on Amazon. And I'll start with the action cameras. Give me a... Oh, talking too much and not drinking enough water. Okay. But yeah, this is for the action camera. This is a camera that I wear on my chest. That captures all of my long form content, such as, yeah, basically any of my long form videos. All these videos where you see me pressure washing, that's wearing this action camera right. Where'd it go? Right here. Let me close these other ones out. And this is the newest version, the Action 5. And then we also have the Action 4. I highly recommend the adventure combos because they come with the extra batteries and the charging case. If you're planning on filming more than like an hour and 20 minutes, you're definitely going to need more than one battery. And I believe if you buy just a standard Action 5 camera, it does not come with backup batteries. So for me to be able to film all day, I use the adventure combo, which comes, like I said, with multiple batteries. So I can just pop these batteries out in like 15, 20 seconds and be back to filming with no like downtime. And when I go to edit my videos, I just have a quick little blip that I got to cut out, which is changing the batteries. So it's very fast and it keeps you filming all day. With that being said, the vlog camera is going to be the Osmo Pocket 3. This is what I use for what you're seeing right now with this camera. It has like tracking capabilities. Let me see if I can get it to active track. But basically it has tracking capabilities. So if I move over here or stand over here, it'll follow you. Has a gimbal. So like if I stood up or went down. So it basically is able to track your face and kind of just allows for more like movement. I don't know, like professionalism when you're talking and giving like presentations. I honestly keep it pretty still for most time. But if I were to like show a product and I wanted to hold it up and show you guys, I'd be able to do that easy. Like this is the remote for the ring light that I use. And see, I'm able to show it to you. It auto fixes on it. And then it's kind of like a product showcase camera. It's really good when it comes to creating more live shots. And the gimbal is good for more action shots. This is something that I haven't fully untapped or fully tapped the potential of this camera at all. I'm new to using it and I want to get a lot better at it. So a lot of my content coming up in the future is going to be around using this camera. And then it comes with the microphone, this vlogging one, so you would be able to capture audio on the go, or like a clip-on mic if you were to interview somebody, something like that. Mr. Awesome Guy asks if I ever do window cleaning. I haven't ever done window cleaning, brother. It's something that I want to get into this year. I'm trying to allocate some money from the business to be able to upgrade to like RO system, so I'm able to window clean, because I've had a couple commercial clients ask if I offer window cleaning, and I've had to tell them I don't. So it's definitely something that I need to upgrade with the business so that I am able to offer a service like that. So if you have any window cleaning equipment you recommend, or a brand that you recommend, drop it in the chat, because it is something that I'm looking into. And I might go live doing more research on like window cleaning and stuff like that with y'all, because it is something that I want you guys to see and me be transparent with, adding it to my business and letting you know if it helped increase the revenue or anything like that. But it's definitely going to be an investment, because the system that I'm looking at, give or take, is like $1,500 to $3,000, something like that. Let's see. Okay. Then these are the mounts that I use for the cameras. The suction cup's really good if you're filming in the car or any moving shots, or you put it on your trailer or your surface cleaner. This will allow for you to clip these action cameras into them very easily, and you can set them at any angle you want. I don't have one on me, but I have one out on the trailer. And then the ring light that I showed you in the video is linked here as well. It's linked on both of those idea lists on the channel. And then we have the neck mount that I wear the camera on. This allows for you to clip the camera on easy. And then this item right here is going to be for storing the memory cards. That way you don't lose them. And then when you go home and want to upload your data, same thing, you would plug in the SD card. This is the case that holds all my camera equipment. All the cameras that I've showed you, all this gear here can fit in this box. I use it daily. I take this box on the job with me. That way I'm protecting all the camera equipment that we bring. It's able to hold the Osmo pocket. It's able to hold the action cameras, backup batteries, the SD cards, any of the attachments that I wear. And it comes in a nice little case. Let me show you it really quick so you can see it. And because Roscoe's laying right here, I'll show y'all really quick the Roscoe cam. But you can see Roscoe down here on camera. He likes to lay right there, so that's why I have a little camera for him. I have my shitty desk chair that I have there. My worn out desk chair from all my ass sitting over the years. That's why I got standing desk now. But basically, you would open this, and it would have all your camera equipment in it. And like I said, I highly recommend this case. It's very strong. I have some stickers and stuff like that that go with it. But I have those microphones that I recommended right in here. They fit. I have a ton of business cards in here. And then I have the spot for the action camera, the spot for the Osmo camera that you guys are seeing right now. And then extra mics and attachments. And then look how cool this is. This whole top shelf comes out. And then you're able to have, like I said, any extra accessories, attachments. I have, like I said, that memory card case right there that you see right here with all my extra SD cards or any footage that I filmed. And then like an extra case for the cameras. And like I said, any attachments that would go with off of this list are able to fit in this carrying case, which would be good for traveling and also good for just quickly on the go. Like you're going to film today, grab your little camera box. You know what I'm saying? So everything's in one place and it just keeps your workflow seamless and protected and safe. So I highly recommend that case, and it has strong latches. Boom, boom. And everything is latched and good to go. So. And this is the camera that I use right here. This is the action camera. And then the one that is filming this content is the Osmo Pocket 3. And then you can see these are an extra battery handle for filming. With the Osmo Pocket, it gives you double the battery life, which I recommend. And then I highly recommend that, to be honest, because the battery life on the cameras are about an hour or so. If you're trying to film anything longer than an hour, it's going to take a while. Mr. Awesome says, Dogo. Yeah, here, I'll pull him back up so y'all can see him. I'll keep my chair out of the way, though. There we go. That's a cleaner little shot. But, yeah, that's the YouTube famous dog. Roscoe. I actually should link y'all his channel in the chat too. Let me do that really quick. That way you guys have Golden Life Roscoe. That way we can link it to y'all. And if you want to follow his dog YouTube channel, I went ahead and linked it in the chat, and you should be able to see it on the live replay if you're watching this as a replay. Okay. My chair is from 2014 and you just got covers for it. Man, sometimes the chairs are really comfortable and they're worn out material-wise, but the comfortability of it is like you got it broken in how you want it, you know? It's kind of like a couch or something where you finally got it the way you want it. Okay, let me show you the rest of this equipment really quick. We have the battery handle for the Osmo Pocket to double your battery life. Then we have the screen protectors that I put on the lenses and the screens of all the cameras that I film with, and then the case that I use, which is like an aluminum case. It's very good for if you're on the job. I've dropped this camera a couple times, and this case has saved me. And you're able to clip this camera in vertically with this case, or film horizontally. And then it also has screw-in points for mounting like on a ring light or a handle on 3 different points of this camera. So this is a really good case. I would recommend this case. It adds to the weight of the camera a little bit, makes it a little bit more bulky, but it is very protective. Okay, moving on to the memory cards. These SD cards here are very good for these cameras. They're 250 gigabytes. You can film about, I would say, it's about 5 hours worth of 4K 30 frames a second footage you can film on the Osmo Pocket and on this. Both these cameras capture at 60 frames. You'll definitely lose some storage space when it comes to that, or filming time, I mean. But with this camera on an empty 250 gigabyte SD card, or 256 gigabyte SD card, you are able to film about 5 hours and 9 minutes to be specific. So I would highly recommend this camera set up with this SD card. And I would get a couple of these SD cards. I bought 4, one for each camera and then one for backup. And multiple times when I've been out and about filming, whether I forgot to take the footage off of this camera and put it on the PC and upload that footage and wipe the SD card basically to allow for more recording space. You want to have a backup SD card on you in like a carrying case or something like that. So on the job, you could just quickly pop out this SD card and be able to pop a new one in and continue filming without having to worry about any downtime or worry about missing footage and not capturing the end or having to delete footage to be able to capture the end of your job. So definitely recommend multiple SD cards. And then again, we have a screen protector for the Osmo Pocket. All these are items that I bought when I upgraded my cameras. So like I said, once again, I recommend all these items on the list. I've purchased all these items on the list, and I highly recommend them if you want to create any sort of pressure washing content, video editing content, dog content, daily life content, vlog content, editing, streaming, all that stuff. All this is listed here and is like basically starter kit for that. So I definitely recommend checking out the Dustin's Essential storefront. It'll be linked in my description on my YouTube videos going forward. It'll be easy to find. You'll also be able to find it on the homepage of my channel in the description. And if you ever need it or you want to ask what product I use, feel free to ask me and I can link it to you. And also you may be able to find it just on the homepage of this storefront. So it's named Dustin's Essentials. You'll be able to go to it by Amazon.com/shop/black gold pressure washing, or like I said, click the link in this video. It'll be linked in this chat. It'll be linked pretty much everywhere, because I get asked all the time what products I use, what products I recommend. And so this is for my streaming, my pressure washing, my business, and pretty much everything involved with operating everything that I do. So I wanted to make a video quickly just to show you guys the storefront, show you the products that I stand by, and show you where you could find those. And these purchasing through these links, I'm basically an affiliate, and it will allow me to make a small commission, which would definitely help with paying for the business to grow when it comes to investing in other equipment and other things that I plan on doing with this channel. Definitely going to cost money. And so it's just another revenue stream for the channel. And I'm hoping that you guys find benefit in it, because it's items that I use and recommend, but also I'll gain some benefit in it, because if you buy it through this link, then it helps us. And by us, I mean Roscoe, Lauren, and I, because Lord knows the times are tough right now. And this is definitely something that would help the channel when it comes to revenue. So I just wanted to be transparent with everybody. The storefront is now created and accessible, and you should be able to find the link everywhere. And I appreciate you if you pop by on the live. I'm going to keep it short today, right at an hour and 10 minutes. But if you found benefit in this, go ahead and let me know down in the chat or in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Share this video if you find benefit in it. And I'll probably end up chopping this up into a VOD as well. So if you see this content elsewhere on my channel, just know that you can also come back to this live and watch the full version, where I also answer any of your questions that you come with in the chat. I appreciate everybody stopping by today. And don't forget, man, like and subscribe. And I appreciate you guys for joining me. And I hope we can grow this channel together. And if there's anything else that you need, ask it in any of the comments. I try and read all my comments on all my videos, or I'll be live, and I'm trying to be live more often. So just pop in the chat and ask me, man. I'm here to answer anybody's questions about anything when it comes to filming, streaming, pressure washing, lifestyle in general, Florida, vlogging, traveling. I'm trying to get into all of it, brother. So I appreciate you, Mr. Awesome Guy, for stopping by. And another guy stopped by as well that I wanted to shout out. Landon's been into my comments quite a bit. Wanted to shout you out. What's going on, Nathan, as well? Appreciate all you guys. And catch me on the next video, everybody.